Now we can see bubble sort. How the bubble sort is performing there. Bubble sort means you are exchanging the adjacent elements. Comparing the adjacent element. If the first element is greater than the second element, then the exchange will be taking place. What you done in the selection sort? There you are there you are selecting the smallest element and exchanging with the first element. Here what you are doing is, in bubble sort, what you are doing is, you are comparing the adjacent element. If the first element is greater than the second element, then there will be an exchange will be taking place. That is all about bubble sort. See then, this is one array, one list, which consists of 10 elements are there. Now, I am going to compare 17 and 2. You have to compare the adjacent element. So, I am going to compare the adjacent element. If the first element is not, it is not less than, if the first element is greater than second. If the first element is greater than second, then only the exchange is taking place. Here, I am going to compare 17 and 2. I am going to compare 17 and 2. 17 is, see that this is a wrong sentence. When if first element is greater than second element. First element is greater than second element. So 17 and 2 is compared. So here the first element is greater than the second element. Then we are going to exchange these two elements. So after the exchange, your list will be like this. 2 and 17 is exchanged. Now only one exchange is taking place there. Same way, same procedure you have to repeat it. And now the status of the array, status of the list is like this. Next, I am going to compare second and third element, adjacent element. Second and third element is compared. Now here 17 is greater than 4. So you have to exchange these two elements. Now after the exchange, your list will be like this. Again, you are repeating the same procedure, comparing 17 and 7. So in this case also, 17 is greater than 7. So you are going to exchange these two elements. After the exchange, your list is like this. Again, you want to compare 17 with 32. Compare 17 with 32. So 17 is less than 32. There is no exchange is taking place there. It is there in the proper location. 17 and 30, it is in the correct location itself. So there is no exchanging is taking place there. So the list will be as it is. There is no change in the status of the list. Next, you have to compare 32 with 75. So 32 with 75, again there is no exchange will not be taking place because 32 is less than 75. Now again we are going to compare 75 with 49. The same procedure you have to repeat till you reach at the end of the list. 75 with 49. Exchange is taking place. Now the status of the list is like this. Next comparison between 75 and 37. Exchange is taking place and the status of the list is like this. Next 75 with 33. 75 with 33, again is exchanging is taking place and the status of the list is like this. Now again one more comparison, that is 75 with 1. 75 with 1 means again exchange is taking place and the status of the list like this. Now you started from the beginning of the list and now you reach at the end of the list. Once you reach at the end of the list, the biggest element or largest element in the list will be in the correct sorted order. You started from the beginning and your comparison, after the comparison you reach at the end of the list. Once you reach at the end of the list, your largest element in the list will be in the sorted order. See that here the largest element in the given list is 75, which is in the sorted order. So this is the difference between bubble sort and selection sort. In selection sort, after the first part, the smallest element will be in the sorted order. But in the bubble sort, the large after the first, now only the first pass is over. What you done is just comparing the adjacent element and exchanging. It started from beginning to the end. Once you reach at the end of the list, then only the first pass is over. Once if the first pass is over, the largest element in the list will be in the sorted order. The same procedure you have to repeat it n times, or that depends upon the number of elements in the list. Now one pass is over. Again the same procedure you have to repeat from the first position onwards. From the beginning onwards you have to repeat it. The same procedure you have to repeat till n number of times, or that depends upon the total number of elements in the list. Now we can try out that in Python how we work out with this logic. How can you do this bubble sort logic? See that main program, n elements are stored in the list, and we are calling the function, and inside the function we have to compare adjacent element. For that I am going to use a loop for j in range 0 to n. If L of j is greater than L of adjacent element, so L of j plus 1. J and j plus 1 adjacent element you are comparing. So L of j is greater than L of j plus 1. If it is greater than, then you have to, that means the first element is greater than the second element. So then you have to exchange it. So I am going to exchange these two elements. You can exchange these two elements in this way. It is j plus 1 equal to L of j plus 1 comma L of j. Now the first comparison is over. Again the loop is repeated till you reach at the end of the list. See then, here in this for loop, if I am taking 0 to n means, listen here, if I am taking 0 to n means 0 to till n minus 1, the loop will be repeated. When j become n minus 1, here L of n minus 1 greater than L of n minus 1 plus 1. That means L of n. Do you have any element in the nth location? There is no element in the nth location. Altogether we have n elements. The first location is starting at position 0. So the last element will be at n minus 1th location. So if I am taking 0 to n means the for loop will run till n minus 1. When j is n minus 1, I am taking j plus 1. That j plus 1 means it will trying to access the nth location. There is no element in the nth location. So I am going to change this for loop as 0 to n minus 1. If you are using n minus 1, the loop will be run till n minus 2. When j is n minus 2, j plus 1 will be n minus 1th location. See then, there the n minus 1th location have a value is there. So that for loop will be run when once the for loop is completed, the largest element in the list will be in the sorted order. Now I told you the same procedure you have to repeat n times. The same procedure you have to repeat it n times. So it is I in range 0 to n. I in range 0 to n. So n times the same procedure will be repeated. Now run this program. Check. Total number of elements 5. One more time, try out another example. Total number of elements is 7. So that is all about bubble sort. See the difference between bubble sort and selection sort? Selection sort will sort the first element in after the first pass. The selection sort will sort the first element or smallest element in the list will be in the sorted order. But in bubble sort, the largest element will be in the sorted order. So that is all about bubble sort and selection sort. Okay. Thank you, children.